bakers, and welcome back to another episode of Baking with Bob. What's in store today? Well, today we are making some donuts. You may have seen them in the thumbnail already. Let's get down to it. So there's two ways to make these. The first way is with, if I just grab this, is with a mini donut maker machine, like so. Now these you can buy on Amazon, on eBay, Wish do them as well. If you don't want to use the electric maker, then you can also use a donut pan or silicone, which again you can get from the likes of eBay or B&M, Home Bargains. I think even Asda do them actually. If not in store, then definitely on their website. Insert a picture of what one of the silicones or the pans looks like, and then you'll see what it is that you're buying. These are so quick and so simple. Now the ones in the machine, I've had my machine now for 10 years maybe, but they are popular everywhere. This recipe I have used time and time again, and the reason why I say that is I've tried the packet mixes, I have tried different recipes online, and over the years I've slightly tweaked the recipe for quickness, speed, ease of use, etc. Like not using any yeast, for example. Some donuts require the yeast and you have to let them set and let them rest and prove, and it all takes far too long. When you just want a quick donut, this is the best way to do it. So anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. The only thing I'm going to say is please don't comment about my my hair. I am booked in for a haircut. It's just not available yet. They've only just reopened this week, so I am really not a fan of how I'm looking today, but hey ho, let's crack on with the video. So let me grab my book and I will tell you the ingredients that we need. So for the mini donuts today, we are going to need 1.5 cups of plain flour, or 90 grams, half a cup of caster sugar, which is about 100 grams, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 125 grams of softened butter, 3/4 of a cup of milk, which is 175 millilitres, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or any flavour if you want to change the flavour. The other things that you'll need is for decoration. Now, keep it really simple. You can just dip them into chocolate ganache, which we've done previously. It's just chocolate and cream in the microwave till melted, dip in, done. But we are going to do 3 different styles of topping. We're going to do a normal donut glaze, we are going to do a confetti donut glaze, and a chocolate glaze. But I'll give you the instructions for those, the ingredients for those, sorry, as we get round to it on the second part of the video. So what we're going to want to do first is put all the dry ingredients together. So if it's dry, chuck it in. So that's the flour, the salt, the baking powder. Here is my caster sugar. Now, as I've told you before, if you don't have any caster sugar, you've only got granulated, pop it in a blender, done. So we'll chuck all that in as well. And then just give that a little bit of a mix in, just so it's all evenly distributed throughout the flour. There we go. Next in, softened butter and half a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm doing mine by eye, but please measure yours. 1 egg and the milk. Now you'll notice I've not whipped any of this together yet, so with your electric mix, I want you to mix this until it's all mixed in, nice and thick and creamy. I will mute the sound again because I know you don't like it, but hopefully this top camera will catch it and you'll be able to see what's happening. So here goes. And there we go. That is it. That's all you need to do. Whisk it together. Do you know what I've just noticed? I haven't got all my lights on. Let me... Is that better? Can you see me now? now you can see inside. So you can see it's all thick and creamy. There are still a couple of lumps, but that doesn't matter, that's absolutely fine. So once you've done that, what you're going to want to do is plug in your electric donut machine. If you're not using the electric donut machine and you are using the pans, please set your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I believe it's 160 fan, and I'll put the Fahrenheit in the description below. And you're going to want to bake those for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until nice and golden brown. With the electric machine, it shouldn't take long at all. I believe it'll be about 2 to 3 minutes until golden brown. You'll smell and see when they're ready, and I will show you anyway. Now, I know these electric machines say you don't need to grease them because they are non-stick. Now, because mine's a bit old and I've had it a long time, some of that non-stick is gone. But either way, even if I bought a brand new one, I would still use a little bit of release spray or just some spray oil. Mine is a sunflower oil. Normally I'd use the butter one because that tastes nice, but we're going to do this one. The other thing I forgot to mention as well, if you don't want to have a glazed donut or a chocolate donut, etc., what you can do is you can mix some cinnamon in with some normal sugar, granulated sugar, mix that together to taste, and then brush your donuts with a little bit of melted butter, and then roll them into that sugar mixture, and it will taste more like a churro kind of flavour, which are irresistible, I know. So yes, you can do it that way, or just in plain sugar if you like, just a plain sugar rolled donut. So yes, that is it. So what I'm going to do now, sorry if it sounds a bit rushed today as well, I am on a time limit. So I'm now going to spray inside of my donut machine. Doesn't need to be lots, just a couple of squirts. Press the lid back down again, and I'm also going to get a cooling rack out ready, so once they come out I can dish them onto there. What do we need? We need a couple of teaspoons, and what I tend to do is 2 teaspoons, let's have a look, per one. Oh, dropped some already, look at that, so we'll start there. So actually that one filled with 1 teaspoon, so 1 heaped teaspoon actually will do it, look. Oh, I'm making a right mess, as per usual. 1 heaped teaspoon in each little compartment. And you've got to do this bit quite quickly because obviously this is hot, so the first one I put in is already starting to cook. Okay, there we go. So now they're all in. Can you see that on the camera? I hope you can. We're just going to close the top and wait. So, like I said, it should only take a couple of minutes. With mine, it has got an indicator on the top. So once it reaches temperature, the light goes off or on. Can't remember which way around it was, but the opposite will happen when they're ready. So they shouldn't take long at all. Oh, I've dropped my spoon in my mixture. Look at that. Gross. Okay, so 2 things. If your donut machine isn't to temperature, you'll find that it might leak out the side. Also, number 2, if you overfill each compartment, because they rise, that will also leak out of the side too. So you'll end up with what more looks like a waffle, a waffle of mini donuts, which then you'll have to cut out individually. It normally happens to me on the first bake in the machine because I always overestimate my amounts. So in about 30 seconds we're going to check it and we're going to see if I overestimated again with a heaped teaspoon instead of a teaspoon of mixture, and see how we get on with that. They do smell amazing, by the way. Okay, let's take the first look. Not quite ready, nearly ready. They're half a golden brown. The last one that I put in is still a bit pale. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds more and then we'll take them out again. And yes, mine has turned into a giant waffle. I did put too much mixture in there. But it's good because it means the bits that I cut off I can taste. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get these out. Oh, hot, 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 hot. And just to make sure it is done, I'm going to rip it open. Yes, it is. So these are very, very, very hot. You will need an adult to help you with this. Woo. Hot, 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 hot. There we go, there's the first lot out. I'm just going to give this a bit of a wipe because I don't want it to burn. See, look at all that mess that I've made. Let's try again. Let's give it a bit of a squirt. There we go. And then we're going to put just a teaspoon in each. So I am putting a little bit less in this time, not quite so much of a heaped teaspoon. I don't want them to overflow again. It's nice and spread out. There we go. Put the lid back down and wait again for another couple of minutes. And that is it for the donut making. Again, if you're going to do them in the oven, just make sure they're nice and golden before they come out. And that's it. So the next stage now is decoration. I'm just going to finish my batter mix of these and keep repeating until it's all gone. And I've got a high pile of mini donuts. And then I'll be back with you in a moment and we will start the toppings and dressings. Now I've got a bit of a treat or a trick or a tip. My next set of toppings is technically one topping with a slight variation to it to create 3 different toppings. So I'll be back with you in a moment for us to do the decoration and toppings and then we get to eat them. So see you in a moment. Hi guys, welcome back. So my donuts have been sat on the side about 15 minutes. They're all nice and cool at room temperature. So now we're going to get on with the next part, which is the toppings. So we're going to do a vanilla glaze donut, a confetti glaze and a chocolate donut glaze. Like I said before, you can use chocolate ganache if you want to. So let's get down to what we'll need. So if you want to do the vanilla donut glaze, you will need, let's have a look, 172 grams of powdered icing sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now that is the baseline ingredient for all 3 of these recipes. Only difference being, with the confetti one, we're going to add 1 drop of pink gel food dye to the icing topping and then sprinkles on the top. And with the chocolate one, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa and possibly an extra spoon of milk, just because obviously it's a bit more dry ingredients in there. I've split mine up so I can do 1 of each, so I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to start with the basic one. I think we are recording above. I hope we are. So into this mixture here, all I have got is my icing sugar, and then I'm going to add some vanilla essence and some milk. And then you want to just whisk this up until nice and smooth. If you're using electric whisk like me, make sure it's on a slow setting. Which I'll just turn that down now. And you want to keep mixing until it's all nice and smooth. And there we go. That is your basic frosting. I'll just show you that on the close-up camera. That's your basic frosting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide that in half because I actually want to make some of the confetti one. So we'll just divide that up there and then we'll add just a dollop of pink food dye. I mean, you can use any colour food dye in all fairness. And I'm going to stir that in so we get a nice bright pink top. There we go, that's what I wanted. So there we go. There is my pink already done. That is my vanilla plain done. And so now I'm going to do the chocolate one. So obviously mix in your cocoa with your icing and then repeat the process. So add a little bit of vanilla extract and then add your milk. Now if you do find it's too thick, add a little bit more milk. And if it's too runny, you're going to need more icing sugar. So here we go again. There we go. So let me just show the camera. So that is your chocolate glaze. That is your vanilla icing glaze. And this here is the Funfetti glaze. Now you can put strawberry flavouring in this as well, instead of vanilla if you like. You have to say you're in control, they are your desserts. The next thing I want as well is some sprinkles. And this is how simple the next stage is I want you to grab your donut and just dip it in to whichever one you want to start with. So I'm going to start with the chocolate. So plump it in, twist, pull, give it a bit of a shake, and then turn over. Put it onto your cooling rack, let that set. So I'll do another one, ready? In, twist, pull up, a bit of a shake to get rid of the excess drippy bits, turn over. There we go. So I'll just show you that on the close-up camera as well. Can you see? There we go. Okay, and then I will do another one. So next we are going to go in for just the plain. So in, twist, pull, shake it round and round. It's almost like spinning it, and then done. And then we'll do another one of those. Let's pick up another donut. So in, twist, pull, kind of shake off that excess. And now, oh, nearly dropped it, That's another one done. So then let's go into the confetti, strawberry, whatever you want to call it. So in, see if we can do it on this one. In, twist, up, shake it off, and then turn over. And there we have your top. And then with the Funfetti ones, while they are still wet, you're going to want to dip it into your sprinkles and then pull out, and we're done. Can you see that on there? Look how nice that looks. And then you just complete that process over and over and over until they're all decorated. Now the other one I did mention was the cinnamon sugar or plain sugar. So just get a little bit of melted butter and just butter on the outside, and then roll them in the bowl of sugar, and then you've got your sugar donuts as well. And that's it. That's another baking recipe done, just for you guys. Again, it's coming out of my recipes I've had for years and years and years. So big thanks for following along and liking and subscribing and posting all your Instagrams and Twitters and Facebooks. All the informations are along the bottom of the screen. If not, you'll find them all in the description. As usual, everything else is in the description. Please leave a comment. And again, please smash that like button for me. It really does make a big difference. Any recommendations or any recipes that you would like to do or like me to do for you, again, please drop me a message and I shall do my best to add those all to the list. And that's it. We are done. Again, I will see you next time.